Cane fans? Well, another spring game is in the books, and it just ended literally a few minutes ago. So let's talk about it while it's still fresh in our minds. Let's see. Let's let the chat fill up a little bit. While we let that happen, please go check out my sponsor, shop.espumita.com, and please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We're talking Canes spring game. It just ended. Again, what are your thoughts? Which side do you think won the day? How do you think the offense looked? What did you think of the play calling? While you guys get in here, I'm going to tell you some of my notes, what I saw initially. First and foremost, Tyler Van Dyke pretty much picking up right where he left off. He looked smooth. He looked confident. He looked like he's already got a grasp of this offense, even though it's a totally new offense, a totally new playbook. But he seems to have a grasp of it, and the offensive line seems to have a grasp of it as well. I like these new blocking schemes in the running game. Thad Franklin looked fantastic. The defense, Apopka, surprised by the D. Okay. Let's see. A lot of average. Well, what do you think was average, TD? I agree. There was a lot of drop passes. Let me tell you about the drop passes, though. I like that it didn't continue throughout the game. It happened, there were like probably 5 drop passes in those 1 or 2 drives in the second quarter or late first quarter, but it kind of stopped there. It didn't continue throughout the game, so I like that they kind of fixed it. So that's good. I just don't want to see any drops throughout the season, of course. Got to work on some of those. Tyler Van Dyke had, I thought, overall a very solid day. There were a few deep balls, 2 or 3 that I thought they should have come down with. Keyshawn had 1 or 2 opportunities to come down with one. Especially there was one that I thought Van Dyke hit him right on the money. I mean, right in the hands. It looked like DJ Ivey made a play on the ball initially, but then I saw on the replay he just dropped it. But Jacoby George overall had a solid day, but there was one play going deep that Van Dyke, again, put a pretty good throw there. I thought he could have gotten to that ball. He kind of stuck one hand out. You gotta 2-hand that thing. Aside from that, aside from some drops, I thought the offense looked pretty good. It's weird. Spring game, you don't want either side to look too good and dominate the other. I thought, a nice methodical drive to start the game. We scored. Defense battled back. They were, I like that competitiveness. I thought the physicality up front in the trenches. I thought that went to the offensive line for sure. But that being said, Leonard Taylor made a couple of nice plays. Lichtenstein had a very good game, I thought. Cyrus Moss had a sack on a bull rush, or almost a sack, I think. Let's see what else. I saw a lot better tackling in this game. The tackling already is leaps and bounds better than last year. Now, they do have some work to do, as Coach Cristobal said. But from last year to this year, I already see vast improvement in the tackling. The corners, I thought, were one of the stronger units on the field today. They made a ton of plays. The cornerback play I was very impressed with that. And like Apopka said earlier, surprised by the D. Defense played well, not on that first drive, but they fought back. They battled the entire game, which is what I wanted to see. They didn't get down on themselves, like Coach said in the previous scrimmages. They fought back. So I did like to see that. Thad Franklin looked fantastic running the ball. He's going to be very tough to bring down. Don't be surprised if he's that second guy behind Rooster. That'll be a nice thunder and lightning combo. And then you got Henry Parrish like as a third down back. I'm good with that, man. And that's not even factoring in the potential of Don Chaney coming back. So the running backs all looked very good. Hopefully Henry Parrish is all right. It looked like he had a minor injury. Didn't look too serious. Walked off under his own power, which doesn't always tell you the full story, but it's not a bad thing that he walked off under his own power. Sigmund, the linebackers. I thought they played all right. And it was interesting that Ed Reed, when they interviewed him, one guy he singled out actually was Corey Flagg, that even though he's running with the twos right now, he was really impressed with the passion that he has shown Um, you know, just you know, just fighting and staying with the process and putting in the work. So that was good to hear from from the guy himself, from Ed Reed. He doesn't hand out compliments. um, he doesn't hand those out lightly. If he speaks well about a player, then that's obviously a good sign that he's doing the right thing. So don't be shocked if Corey Flagg contributes this year. Maybe not as a starter, but comes back and has a decent year. We need better wide receivers and linebackers. Definitely need better linebackers. I'm not going to disagree with you there. Everyone's going to focus on the drops, but guys, the drops happened. They were very contained in one very small portion of the game. The drops didn't continue, which was a good sign. I don't want to see any drops during the season, but they'll work on that. Jacoby George, little inconsistent start in the first half. Again, I didn't like him trying to one-hand one of those balls that Van Dyke threw. I thought if he two-handed it and just ran through the ball, it could have been 6. Aside from that, he had a touchdown later in the game. He made some nice catches. X had a drop, but overall, had a decent game. X had did his typical thing. Keyshawn, I thought, probably had the roughest day. But, Keyshawn's Keyshawn. He'll bounce back. Let's see. The pass rushers. I will say this about the pass rushers. Thomas Davis supposedly has had a really nice spring. And he might be the best defensive end on the team right now. And there was one play where he had what should have been a sack. I don't know why they didn't give it to him. Because he came right around, I think it was Zion Nelson, who had a really good game today. He came right around Zion Nelson, got to Jake Garcia from behind, two-hand touch and everything. Should have been a sack. He looked like he was shot out of a cannon on that play. So that could be a guy that surprises some people and maybe ends up starting at DN. Who knows? Dude looks the part. I like that running back, Perry. Perry played hard, man. Perry played hard. Ladson wasn't special for sure. It's one game, guys. Frank Ladson hopefully will do some good things this year. You got to remember, I don't know if you guys are watching the corners. I said it earlier when I came on. The corners were one of the best units on the field today. Marcus Clark, I thought, played fantastic. He made some really nice plays, some good open field tackles. He knocked a few balls away. Marcus Clark is starting to look at the Marcus Clark I thought he was going to look like last year. And then there was one play that Frank Ladson was going to have an easy touchdown in the back of the end zone. Nice throw, put some touch on it, and I'm trying to remember if it was Garcia or Van. I think it was Garcia throwing it. He put some touch over the linebackers. He was going to come down with 2 feet in bounds, and Isaiah Dunson just came over. If you look at the replay, knocked the ball loose. It wasn't a drop. That would have been an easy touchdown had Dunson not made that play. So great plays by the corners all around. I was very impressed with them. Let's see, too many drops. Yeah, no, I get it, guys. Everyone's going to focus on the drops. Listen, the drops are a mental thing. They're going to clean that up. I'm not that concerned. But let's see what else. Yes, Gill. Gill was all over the field. He played great. And please remind me why he was not starting last year, because I don't see it. I honestly don't see it. After the 2020 season he had, Amari Carter starting over him. Look at the game he had today. He almost has a pick 6 towards the end of the game. There was one play on 4th down that he shoots the gap and just nails the running back, just buries him. And you heard the thud when he hit him. Again, tackling way better. Still got some work to do, but the tackling is way better on this team already. I don't know about 5. He's fast, but he's not consistent wide receiver. X has his role and position locked up, but they have to go to the portal to add to put them all on notice again. All right, what happened today? It's great to be a Cane. Where was Wesley? That's a good question. I did not. I did not see him on the field. I didn't even think of Wesley. Couch played good. Yeah, I can't think of a corner that played bad. DJ Ivey even, looked solid, I thought. And that's the point I was going to make earlier. Ivy was solid coverage, didn't really allow Ladson to get loose. Because I think he was covering him for part of the time, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, what up? Tackling looked better. Yes. Yes. Yeah, no, tackling I'm very happy with. The the physicality in the trenches up front, the O line. I love the blocking. That's already a lot better as well. Not perfect, but it's definitely better. Mario even spoke about the drops on TV. He was not happy. Yeah, no, I think the drops for the most part are going to be eradicated. Whether they go out and add somebody else in the transfer portal, I don't know. I have faith in Jacoby George. Remember, we didn't see Mello out there. And Burchard looked nice as well. So I'm not too concerned with this wide receiver room, honestly. 4 or 5 drops is not going to, you know, at least for me, like send me running to the portal. I'm not going to panic after a few drops. They're going to, yes, exactly. Many months till first game. I really think they're going to clean that up. But we'll see. We'll see what they do. I trust this coaching staff. I'm not too concerned about the few drops that we saw. Yeah, Ivy surprised me out there. The tackling was 100 times better than last year. Agreed. Who's this Perry kid? Perry must be a walk-on, Tony. So he probably is 5th or 6th on the depth chart, I'll be honest. But kid played hard. I was impressed. Parrish will start. You think Parrish is going to start? Parrish looked good. I think Parrish, assuming, God willing, we get Rooster and we get, not even Don Chaney. Let's leave him out for now. You get Rooster back healthy. I honestly think it's going to be him starting, Thad backing him up, being the short yardage, move the chains kind of guy, thunder and lightning combo, and then Henry Parrish, as a nice change of pace back, catching it out of the backfield, things like that. I think that's a perfect 1-2-3 rotation. That is definitely a thumper, no speed though. And that's fine. He's 6 foot 243. You didn't bring him in because he's a burner. That's what you got Rooster and Parrish for, and Chaney. But I think I can see why a guy like a stud like Cody Brown decided to transfer, because it's not that he sucks. He doesn't. It's just there was so much talent in that room. Moss looked great. Moss had one or two nice plays. There was one play, I want to say it was against McLaughlin, that he just bull rushed him. So yeah, offense in dire need of a wide receiver 1. Let's see who emerges. Let's see. The announcers say that Jay Will was recruited as a linebacker. I did notice that. Yeah, the ACC network sucks. I'm sorry. They're really bad. They proved it there. That being said, I thought Sam Acho did a great job with these. I've always liked them. He did a great job with those sideline interviews, I thought. And I thought there was some interesting things said by Ed Reed. Antrell Roll was probably my favorite interview. Thomas Davis looked great. Yes, he did. We might have found another edge rusher, guys, in Thomas Davis. I'm telling you. Dude looked really good. Tight ends, yes. Another positive. Tight ends are definitely involved in this offense. There was a play that Gaddis ran where he schemed the tight end open. He did it once with Brantley early in the game and later with Mammarelli. He just got butt naked wide open. So I look forward to seeing more of that because, if you got even Khalil Brantley making plays, this tight end room is loaded. They showed me more interviews than actual football. That's not Sam Acho's fault. I thought he did a great job with the interviews, but yeah, the network, I'm hearing the crowd going crazy, and it's like, can you show me what's on the field? Do a split screen situation? It happened when they had Radakovich on. James needs to play linebacker, him and Frierson. I'll feel a lot better about our linebackers. We're loaded at safety, don't need him back there. I just need him on the field. I don't care where he is. And remember, we don't have a ton of depth at safety. So, once Cam Kinchins comes back, I like the idea of a 3-man rotation between James, Avante, and Cam. And there's going to be a lot of packages where they're all on the field, where he's like a third safety. But, he's kind of like a safety linebacker hybrid. So, I think in part you'll get your wish there. Lichtenstein, yes, sir. Lichtenstein and Thomas Davis, I think, coming away now from the spring, now actually seeing them on the field, I think those are two guys that are going to emerge on this D-line on the edge that are really going to make some plays. So, our D line, I think, is a little better. I think we can all agree our D line is a little better than when the spring started, and that's good. Jakari Brown is like 2 years away, in my opinion. Yeah, he's got some things to clean up, but man, the good plays that he had showed you his ceiling. He's got a ways to go, but he showed you his talent. He showed you what he's capable of. Did Leonard Taylor have a good game? Yes, he did. I thought he did, at least in the first half. I don't think he played much in the second half. But yeah, Leonard, there was one play that he kind of tagged Garcia from behind. It was like the third possession or something, where it was like two-hand touch literally from behind. He would have dragged him down if it was like full contact. Yeah, Leonard Taylor, and then he had a couple negative plays later in the game. He had a solid game. Like the holes our O-line opened up for the running game. Yes, that was one of my top 2 or 3 takeaways, like positive takeaways from this game. Negatives, obviously, the drops. Got to continue to clean that up. But again, I'm glad it didn't continue throughout the game. They kind of like, I think Mario got on them quite a bit, and second quarter the drops kind of stopped. I didn't see another one after that, at least that I remember. I didn't really pay too much attention to like the last 5 minutes of the game. It was mostly, I was getting ready for the show, and it was mostly like walk-ons and third stringers at that point. We need 2 more defensive linemen. I'd agree with that. How did the corners do today? Corners played fantastic, in my opinion. Redding has great hand. Redding made one really nice catch on an out route that the ball was just, I think Garcia was throwing it to him. He just zipped it to him and boom, snagged that and reeled it in. But again, one play. Our receivers are so overrated. I don't know if I agree with that. I need to see more than just one game before I call that. Let's see how they do these first few games of the season. Remember, you don't have Romello back there yet. So let's see if I'm missing any questions. Oh, Birdstone, what's up? What's up, man? Yeah, smash that like button. Thank you, sir. Please go hit that like button. I don't have my water's way the hell over there. I was going to do the flow, hydrate, hit the like button thing. Let's see. How did the O-line versus the D-line look? I saw the O-line kind of dominating in that first possession where we just marched down the field and scored. But then I saw the D-line kind of answer back. The O-line is definitely ahead of the D-line right now, but Leonard Taylor made a few plays. Lichtenstein made a few plays. They battled, which I like to see. Our wide receivers are young. Restrepo's the elder in the room. Yeah, they're young, but those sophomores, the 3 amigos, need to take that next step. I think I've said it before. Burchard, I think, is going to be an impact player on this offense. Jacoby, need to see some more consistency from him. I thought finished strong, but he had he had that one play where he tried to one-hand that ball. I didn't like that. You got to two-hand that one. I think that could have been a big play there. Van Dyke threw that ball pretty well. O-line first team looked good. I agree. Restrepo's definitely our go-to. Yeah. Did you see? I saw Jason Taylor chest bumping Lichtenstein a couple of times. So I think it's pretty cool that these guys are getting tutelage from not just Coach Salavea, but one of the greatest edge rushers of all time. Who me living in Miami, I got the pleasure of watching Jason Taylor's entire career. That guy changed the game. So yeah. Overall, what did I think of the game? Overall solid. There's some things to fix. I'm trying to think of other negatives besides the drops. Honestly, I can't think of many. Need some increased speed at linebacker for sure, but we've known that. That's nothing new. Aside from that, I saw great physicality. I really like that. And Coach Cristobal went to like most schools do, a running clock in the second half. It wasn't very, wasn't as physical because they weren't tackling to the ground, and that's fine. Hey, less injuries, the better. Overall, I'm happy with the team. Yeah. Look, overall, I think they look better than last year already. And remember, they're missing key guys to injury. If you thought the linebackers looked a little slow, like a step behind, that's fine. Chase Smith is not out there. I don't think maybe West got in there a little bit. I didn't notice maybe towards the end. Like I said, I wasn't paying attention too much to the last like few minutes of the game. Running back out of the backfield killed us. Yeah, I agree. We need to get a little bit better at that. But the good news is that was our running backs. So we're going to kill defenses with that. I liked how Gaddis schemed tight ends open and schemed running backs open out of the backfield. Let's see. Sorry about that. Flag impressed me. Has to clean up a lot. Seems more quicker to the ball. Yeah, Flag looks to be in better shape for sure. And again, Ed Reed did an awesome job. Scratch that. Ed Reed was on, had a cool interview with Sam Acho. I liked some of the things he said. And he, they asked him, like, who did you, one of the two players you liked on the team that's really like grown and taken a step forward. And he singled out Corey Flag. So, that should tell you something because he doesn't hand out those compliments lightly. Who were our second team O-line? Our second team O-line were McLaughlin. I think I saw Sagapolo in there a little bit. I want to say I saw Rodriguez out there. Yeah, I think McLaughlin was at one point playing left tackle against Cyrus Moss. Let's see what else. Jacoby looks as if he's not trying hard enough, and it looks like he's trying too hard. Jacoby, that's not a bad assessment on Jacoby. I'm not going to lie. Because Jacoby, he's so talented. So, yeah, I think they'll get that out of him. He made a few nice plays today. What do you think? I meant to answer this earlier. What do you think our identity will be as a team, more run first or balanced? I think it's going to be a little bit old school in the regard that we're going to try to establish the run, but at the same time, we know what we have at quarterback and, we have a tight end and, we got athletes at receiver, that's for sure. But Coach Cristobal's come out and said, think 2018 Alabama. That's what our offense will look like. I don't think we're going to be pass first, though. I'm going to be honest. But that's fine as long as we win. If we establish the run, we can beat anybody. And we haven't established the run on any team since 2014, in my opinion. Let's see. Any recruits? Were any recruits there? Yeah, a ton of recruits were there. Did we get any commitments? I don't know about that. I haven't heard anything yet. I got to look into that. We'll see if any commitments come out of this weekend because so many people visited, like top targets. What do you like the most from this offense? What do you like most from this offense than last year so far? Offensive line, running game. We actually have some semblance of a running game now. And that dude led the charge. So I'm very pleased with that. Is it poor play by our defense? I think it was more that the offensive line is much improved and the blocking is much improved, and that dude right there is going to be very tough to bring down. So let's see. Did Mims make it out? I don't think Mims was there, no. He from what I'm hearing, he's going to be next weekend if he visits. Isaiah Dunson looks a lot better. Run blocking, yeah, agreed. Yeah, Isaiah Dunson and Marcus Clark are two guys that I said last year, if they take that next step, watch out. This team can go very far because we've been missing that a little bit at corner. And if those two guys can emerge and be the next guys and not have to dip into the portal for another corner, which we did. We went out and got Porter, who I think is going to contribute nicely. We got Stevenson, so I know that side is locked down pretty much. But if one of these two guys, Isaiah Dunson or Clark, who both played very well today, can emerge as maybe that other starter, give that D-line a little more time to get to the quarterback, then this defense can have a nice year. That'll give us a lot of help. How did Blades do? I saw Blades out there. I don't think he really made any plays that I'm aware of. So I'll have to go back and look at the stats to see if he made any tackles or anything. I don't remember like any impact plays from him or anything, but he was out there. He's healthy. He's in phenomenal shape. So, we'll see what he does. They're going to move him around, I think, a little bit on this defense and find a role for him. Love the formations that Gas throws out, keeps the defense guessing. Yes, I did. I loved, even though it was more vanilla, it was like, maybe 10% of the playbook, probably 10 to 15% of the playbook, if that. I liked what I saw. I liked some of the formations. You couldn't really, like the question earlier I was asked, do you see us as more of a run first, pass first team? I'm not sure. I would think run first because Mario has that physical mentality to establish the run. And I think even today, if you establish a consistent running game, even with this schedule, we can beat anybody on the schedule if we establish a running game. If they can't stop us from moving the chains, we're going to be hard to stop. But I think there's definitely, obviously, we know who we have at quarterback, so we're going to have a strong passing attack for sure. It wasn't predictable on both sides of the ball. Agreed. Mims rescheduled next week. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, thank you. Malik Curtis. Even he was a guy that popped and made a couple of plays. There was one play, I think on a 3rd and long, that he knocked the ball loose early in the game when, the starters are still in. So it was cool to see him get some burn. Man, I'm excited about him on special teams because if you look at his tape, his high school tape, it's a lot of him with the ball in his hands. Yeah, very excited about him. Reminds me a lot of Travis Benjamin. Yes, Frierson looked good. I agree. He looks, I think, even better than his 2020 season. He's probably added some muscle, and he looks even more explosive. If he catches that ball on defense, that was, that little floater towards the sideline, if he catches that, he's probably gone. But he made a play on the ball, which is good. Night and day difference between a Manny spring game, Mario and Feld right behind the line of scrimmage. Yeah, I did notice Coach Feld. It's hard to miss that mustache, and you could tell. You could pick him out right away from that crowd of coaches. But yeah, it was good to see. It's cool to see a strength and conditioning guy so involved, like in the actual game. 46 had some bursts. Yeah, that was Perry, the running back. I want to say he's a walk-on, but I could be wrong. I got to look that up. But he was like the Johnson of this year, that guy that was number 81 last year, I think, or number 80 that surprised some people. This year, this Perry was that kid. So I don't know if he's going to get some burn during the season, but, somebody in that 5-man depth chart gets hurt, I'm not super concerned. Let's see, CBS looked good. Oh, corners look good overall. We missing that straight line speed on offense. Benjamin, Parrish, Moss, yeah. Let's see. Majority of kickoffs were in the end zone, so I'm not excited. Oh, regarding Malik Curtis. Well, more on punt returns, not kickoff returns. We've been missing that dangerous returner. That kind of changes the game. I think he'll do a good job there. Brantley had a nice game. I agree. All right, guys. So unless somebody has a last-minute question to sneak in, I think that'll be it. I just want to come on for like half an hour or so, talk about the game. Again, overall, better than last year, for sure. A few things to clean up, the drops. I don't know why that continues to be a problem with this team, but, it was contained to pretty much 2 guys, honestly. And, it didn't continue throughout the game, which was a good sign. But let's see if we see that in the fall. If we see that in the fall, and it's still a problem, that, that's worrisome, because then what the heck are they doing? But I don't think that's going to be a problem for us during the fall. Honestly, I do have faith that they will clean it up. Kane Forever says Gaddis attacked linebackers and safeties until both Williams started covering up the tight ends. Yeah. I like that he created mismatches and schemed guys open. We got a little taste of that, which is what I wanted to see. Just a taste of it. Don't show too much. I like this one. We'll end on this. I like our coaches against any team in a street fight. Yeah, man. I thought that defensive staff looks intimidating with Salavea and JT, and there's a few other guys that, Rod Wright and a couple other guys I didn't know their names because they're more like analysts and stuff. But yeah, they look intimidating. All right, guys. 78 on the chat. Thank you guys for hopping on and chatting with me for a little bit. But please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Got a big show coming up, kind of end of spring show to kind of recap everything on Tuesday night. I will be having our boy Devin Lloyd from the U-Talk show and a couple of his buddies. They are scheduled to come on this Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. I've always been a fan of his show. I try to catch up with it whenever I can. And he's built quite a following for himself, so happy for him. He's going to be on the show Tuesday, so be sure to tune into that. Until then, all about the U. Go Canes. Again, go follow us. Hit the like and subscribe.